Right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope we are ready to learn. Our trainer is just joining in, so you are most welcome. Feel at home so that you can be able to learn what to do. We are also here to learn with you together on this journey. Mm, Together on this journey.
All right, so good evening, good morning, good afternoon to you all, depending on your time zone and then your location. So it's another evening again, and we are about to start our presentation. If you are all prepared, okay, so before we start, I think we are about 75 in numbers now, and I want you to boost the number by sharing the link to your downlines, your team members, for them to join us so that we can start as soon as possible, right? Good. I've been telling you always that. So anytime you join this meeting, make sure you come here with your team members. Anytime you join this meeting, make sure you come here with your team members because the progress of your business. There is no business that you want to do and succeed whilst you leave your team members and then join here alone, right? So do well to invite all of them for them to join us so that you can start as soon as possible. So share the link so that you can start, right? We are starting right away. And you know one thing, mostly when we start like this, those who do not join on time, they are the same people that always complain that they did not understand, repeat again, go over again. You see, so for us to avoid go over again, repeat, I don't understand this, it's better for you to invite them on time, let them join us so that we can start as soon as possible, asap. So do that, right? Now, as we're about to start, I want us to do this exercise. We are about 80 in numbers now. We are about 80 in numbers now. So just let me know where you are joining from. Let me know where you are joining from. Let me know where you are joining from. Okay? Let me know. Mention your name and where you are joining from. So let me know where you are joining from. Let me know where you are joining from. Okay, so we have Brain from Uganda, Travis from London. That is Travis. Okay, so Rosalinda from Kenya, Nancy from Kenya. Okay, we also have Omar from Ghana. Okay, we have Samas GH from Ghana. We have Aminat from Uganda. Okay, from Nigeria. Isaac from Uganda. You have Emmanuel from Uganda. You have Mavis from Ghana. Okay, so Danson from Kenya. Caleb from Uganda. Wow, 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 wow. Ladies and gentlemen, this is so amazing. So we also have Ephraim from Uganda. and then Justin from Uganda. And we again, we also have Afon from USA. Wow. Okay, so we also have Justin from Uganda, Alan from Uganda, Isaac from Ghana, Shaq from Ghana, Eleona from Ghana. Wow, so this is so interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you all to this evening's lesson. Okay, so that is so good. We also have Gabriel from Australia. Okay, wow. Then we again, wow, your name is so fantabulous. I can't mention. So you are from Dubai. We also have Furu from Nigeria. And then Suru from where? From Dubai. Wow, it's so interesting. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, I think we are about 93 in numbers now. We are about 93 in numbers now. We also have learners from where? From Kigumba, right? Which country is that? Okay, so we also have Temila from where? From South Africa. So pardon me for the name in case I'm not able to mention it right. So we also have Seth from Ghana, Derek from Uganda, that is Masaka. That is great. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, I think without wasting my time, we are 102 in numbers now, and we are good to go. Now, let me share my screen for us to start this evening's lesson. Okay. Okay, so that's good. Okay, so I'm sharing my screen right away. I'm sharing my screen right away. Okay, so we can proceed now. So we also have Ima from Ghana, and then Brain from where? Which country is that? Wow. Which country is that? Is it Jingi or what? Are you from China? Anyway, anyway. All right, so we can start. Okay, that's Uganda. So you have to, we need a country, right? So very good. Very good. All right, so anyway, we can start. So ladies and gentlemen, we've been having consistent or series of lessons on how to trade on the futures market. How to trade on the futures market. Okay, that is good. So Papua New Guinea. Wow. Papua New Guinea. Okay, so we can start now trading on the futures market. And this evening, we are going to talk more about maximizing profit on the futures market. It's our concern for every individual or every trader to understand how to trade on the futures market to be able to make consistent profit. Okay, and if God permits, Friday, I know you are really prepared for this, and we can't wait for this. Okay, we can't wait for this. That is to launch our new futures trading strategy. That is the 1% times 100 strategy. The 1% times 100 strategy. And that is going to be so amazing. We are going to use that to ensure we win more in the market. And thanks to Crypto Ambassadors for the amazing work that the team is doing to ensure that every single day individuals will make profits. Everyone will make profits in the market, and this is so amazing. And I encourage you that this is the best time for you to engage in this activity because it's really going to help you, ladies and gentlemen. It's really going to help you, and you need to help yourself by ensuring that you attend all the meetings that you are supposed to do. What you are supposed to attend. All right, good. So this evening, without wasting my time, focusing on what we have to discuss this evening, we have to discuss about how to maximize profit on the futures market. How to maximize profit on the futures market. And it's been so amazing to see that for some few days or some few months that trading has been ongoing on the futures market. We've been seeing amazing results, how people are making so good results on the futures market. And this tells us that when we make consistent efforts in educating and learning more and understanding the concept of trading on the futures market, a lot of people will be able to make profits, we will make progress, and everyone will be excited. Mind you, our focus in Crypto Ambassadors is to ensure we make profits. We build traders who will be able to make profit genuinely, right? That is the reason why Crypto Ambassadors never sleep and they keep working day and night to ensure the progress of everyone, right? So, let's get our board and let's start the process. Okay, so how to trade on the futures market? That is by maximizing profits on the futures market. How can a trader maximize profit on the futures market? Now, it's something so simple that to understand trading on the futures market, once you understand the concept of trading on the futures market, you will be able to know the techniques involved, the little strategy that you need to do to ensure you maximize profit on the futures market. Hmm? And one of the things that I've come to realize is that whilst a lot of people are making profits on the futures markets, there are others too who have turned the futures market into gambling. Okay, there are others too who have turned the futures market into gambling and overdosing and abusing the markets. Hmm? And this is so unfortunate that some are doing this. Do you get it? It's so unfortunate that other or some are doing this. Please, if you are fine of that, or if you are into that attitude, do well to stop. Okay. All right. Okay. So let me share my screen. I think the screen is shared. Let's get the board. Let's get the board. Okay. Uh, all right. Now, in the morning, those who join us in the morning, we discuss more and then a lot of concepts about the futures market. And I'm going to use some few minutes of the lesson to break down those parts of such terms for you to be familiar with them. So, whilst you are embarking on the journey of trading on the futures market, you need to be familiarized or you need to be familiar with all these concepts. And you need to work along with them, you need to understand them, you need to know how all these key concepts works and operate in the futures market, right? So I guess you can see my screen. You can see my screen. Give me one in the chat before I start to write. My screen is visible. If you can see my screen, give me one in the chat. If you can see my screen, give me one in the chat before I start. You can see my screen, give me one in the chat. You can see my screen, give me one in the chat. All right. All right. All right. So now we can start. Now that you can see my screen, I think whatever I put on paper or I write, you'll be able to see clearly. There are few things of once you are trading on the futures market, you need to be familiar with them. And this morning, those who join the morning session, we discuss and break down most of such terms into basic understanding. And the first thing that we talk about, we said the futures market is a contract based on leverage, and this contracts is able to make possible by a trader making a fixed decision or making a possible decision by determining the trend of the market, either going on a long or short. So this is how the contract begins by the trader one determining the direction of the market and then also making a possible decision based on the direction of the market by either assigning to go on a long direction or a short direction. So when it comes to trading on the futures market, the idea of a trader is to maximize profit on the futures market by either choosing one direction of the market and then making a possible decision there. Now, this can be possible after deciding on going on either long or going on shorts. The trader needs to get what we call leverage, to which this morning we discuss about that. So when we talk of a leverage, we said the work of a leverage is to help the trader amplify or expose more or less capital to the market and yet be able to come out of the market with get fast gains in the market. So if you are trading on the futures market, your idea of using leverage is not to make huge profits, but rather to use less capital to be able to come out of the market with good gains, that is fast gains. So the next thing that you will also be familiar with on the futures market is what you call margin. Margin. So for the sake of those who couldn't join, please pay attention to this margin. We said when we talk of margin, margin is your original money or the collateral money you are using to trade or you are basing on to sign for a leverage or a contract in the futures market. So the margin becomes your collateral amount or your collateral money that you are going to use to do what? Going to use to trade. Now, after that, after the margin, we also talk about price movement. I'm just doing a little recap for you to learn more and then recover whatever that you need to know. We also discuss what we call price movement. Now, we said when we talk of price movement, before a trader will be able to make profits in the futures market, the major factor or the main factor is based on the price movement of the assets. And a price may move either in favor or against the trader. A price may move either in favor or against the trader. And the deeper or how fast the price is able to move will determine how fast the trader will be able to come out of the market based on your leverage. And in same manner to research, when the price moves against the trader, how deeper or how fast the trade moves against the trader would also determine how fast the trade will be able to liquidate out of the market using the margin. So this means the wider your margin, the more circumstance or the more you can also stay in the market using a good leverage. Whilst we are about to discuss about maximizing profits, pay attention to this session. Now, the next thing too that you will be familiar with in the futures market, please, I'm sure you are writing. I'm sure you are writing the terms. So the next thing that you are going to be familiar with in the futures market is what we call liquidation. Liquidation. Now, when we talk of liquidation, liquidation happens in the futures market, or when we talk of liquidation, ideally, that is when a trader loses control over the margin, or when the assets, when the trader loses control over the margin such that the liquidation price overtake the margin. So you are going to meet two terms here, that is liquidation and then liquidation price. So liquidation only happens when the liquidation price gets triggered in the market. Liquidation only happens when liquidation price gets triggered in the market. So we assign or we set an example that assuming a trader is on long position, on an asset of, let's say, a price of $120 on long. This simply means that anytime the asset begins to drop, it is going against the trader. The price movement is going against the trader. So a particular price will be given, let's say $80. So this means that anytime this asset drops from $120 to $80, that is when we say that the trader is going to be liquidated. So this $80 become your liquidation price, which is LP. It becomes your liquidation price, which is what? LP. So anytime you set up a trade, you realize that liquidation price will be given. And this evening session, I'm going to help you to calculate, even if it happens you don't, or the liquidation price is not given, how you'll be able to calculate to know your liquidation price. Right? So now liquidation would only be able to happen when the liquidation price has been triggered in the market. So it simply means that when the assets from 120 wouldn't rise from 120 to 130, but rather drop from 120 to $80, that simply means that the liquidation price has been triggered, and that is when a trader begins to experience what we call liquidation. You scope? Do you understand? If you understand, give me one in the chat whilst we are proceeding. If you understand, give me one in the chat. If you understand, give me one in the chat. If you understand, give me one in the chat. If you understand, give me one in the chat. If you understand, give me one in the chat. If you understand, give me one in the chat. Very good. Very good. Now we can proceed. We can proceed. We can proceed. So now you can write these terms down. Whilst I'm cleaning the board, you can write these terms down. So the next thing too that you need to be familiar with in the futures market is what we call unrealized P and L. Unrealized P and L. So whenever you set up a trade, you are going to see these terms there, and you need to know them anyhow. Yeah. So you are going to see what we call unrealized P and L. So anytime you trade, you are either going to see the P and L, that is profit and loss. Profit and loss. And then you're also going to see what you call, aside the profit and loss, you're also going to see the ROI. That is return on your investment. So over here, I'm going to take time to explain the P&L and then the ROI. Now, in some exchanges, you will see ROI. In some exchanges, you are going to see P&L. They are the same. In some exchanges, you are going to see P&L. In some exchanges too, you are going to see ROI. So it's either going to be negative ROI or positive ROI, or negative P&L or positive P&L. Now, when we talk of this ROI and then P&L, like I'm saying, they are the same. They mean the same thing. What they do is that they only show you a percentage rise on your profits or on your loss. Percentage rise on your profits or on your loss. This is not the actual take profits or loss of your assets, but this is the percentage rise or the percentage rise on your profits or on your loss in the market, right? Good. Now, the next thing too that you see, this one will appear on your exchange. That is fund rating. Fund rating. Please, I'm just briefing these terms for you. Then we proceed to the next session that we have to learn today. Now, how do you what is fund rating? When we talk of fund rating, mostly fund rating are small fees that is paid between two traders. That is the long traders and then also the short traders within every 8 hours. 8 hours. So whenever a trade is tagged in the market for 8 hours, a trader pay, if you are on long position and you tag in the market for 8 hours, you pay certain percentage, maybe a percentage of 0.01, depending on the exchange, 0.1 or 0.01% of your margin to the short traders and vice versa. So the short traders also pays the same after 8 hours to the long traders. So this does not goes to the exchange, but it goes to every trader. You make that profit. So whoever that is trading on the futures market earn what we call fund fee and also pay what we call fund fee. Whoever trades on the futures market earn what we call fund fee and also pay what we call fund fee. That is after every 8 hours. After every 8 hours. So if your trade spends 48 hours in the market, every 8 hours you are going to pay what we call fund fee. Now, this is a common thing in futures trading. In the leverage market, this is common. Okay, in every leverage market, this is a common thing that happens in every leverage market, right? So you need to be familiar with the fund fee too. It's not anything huge, maybe a percentage of 0.01 or 0.3, depending on your depending on the exchange that you do or you use. So Binance, for instance, I think a minimum of 0.01. It starts from a minimum of 0.01. So it depends. So when it comes to the fund rating, it depends on how the trader moves in the markets. Now, how can we be able to maximize profit in the futures markets? How can we be able to maximize profit in the futures market? And this is where I'm going to focus or channel this evening's lesson. And I urge you to pay attention and follow this session very, very well. Very, very well. Now, are you following? 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 So some coins charge fund rate after 1 hour. Well, but mostly fund rates are charged after every 8 hours. Fund rates are charged after every 8 hours. Okay. All right. All right. Very good. Now we can proceed. Now we can proceed. How can a trader trade to maximize profit on the futures market? How can a trader trade to maximize profit on the futures market using Royal Kill? How can a trader trade to maximize profit on the futures market using Royal Kill? Now, for you to be able to trade and maximize profits on the futures market, there are some few things that the trader needs to know. There are some few things a trader needs to know. Now, these are simple rules that you are going to get to know, and after applying them, you will be able to stay profitable in the market. You'll be able to stay profitable in the market. And the first thing that you need to know is what we call market direction strategy. Market direction strategy. So MDS. Market direction strategy. Market direction strategy. When you talk of market direction strategy, it's something simple. Now, first, know the strategies involved in getting the direction of the market. Know the strategies involved in getting the direction of the market. So once you made up your mind to trade on the futures market, the first thing that you need to do is to examine the direction of the market. Is to examine the direction of the market. So if you don't know how to examine the direction of the market, always you will find yourself fumbling in the market. First, identify the overall direction of the market. First, identify the overall direction of the market. Now, let me ask you this. Throughout the day, the whole of today, tell me the direction of the market. The whole of today. Can you tell me the direction of the market? Can you tell me the direction of the market? Can you tell me the direction of the market? Can you tell me the direction of the market? Can you tell me the direction of the market? Can you tell me the direction of the market? Mm-hmm. So some are saying uptrend, some are saying downtrend. Tell me the direction of the market. Tell me the direction of the market. Wow. So some are saying uptrend, some are saying downtrend, some are saying uptrend, some are saying downtrend. Tell me the direction of the market. Tell me the direction of the market. Now, listen. You know one thing. This will be a good strategy for you once you understand this. You will be able to make profit all the time. If you wake up, the first thing that you need to know is to determine the direction of the market. If you're able to determine the direction of the market, you'll be able to make consistent profits. And how do you determine the direction of the market? There are so many instances, or there are different ways that the trader can identify the direction of the market. And the first way to identify the direction of the market is to look at the total market cap of the entire cryptocurrencies. It's to look at the total market cap of the entire cryptocurrencies. If you look at the market cap of cryptocurrencies today, you realize that most cryptocurrency, or when you go to the market, you realize that using coin market cap, you realize that most of the assets are dipping. That is the first. And then the market cap itself, the total market cap itself has reduced. Have you noticed that today? The total market cap itself has reduced. This is telling you that there are a lot of things happening in the market which is causing the downtrend of the market. Now, that is one thing that you need to know. So you need to determine the overall nature of the market itself. When you understand the overall nature of the market, it gives you confidence to know the exact trend most of the assets will pull in direction. Have you realized that today BTC has fell more than its rise? Hmm? Have you realized that today BTC has fell more than its rise in value? So looking at this strategy, that is a market direction strategy. Once you understand market direction strategy, always you wake up, you will know how to position yourself in the market, either by going on long or going on short. So you don't just wake up to assess an asset and then you trade. No. First, determine the overall market direction. First, determine, that is market direction or strategy. The next one is you need to know how to use what we call capital allocation strategy. Capital allocation strategy. Capital allocation strategy, that is CAS. Capital allocation strategy. So the first one is MDS, the second one is CAS. Capital allocation strategy. You know, I've come to realize that most people got into the market without any plan about their capital. Someone is having $2,000. The person just jump into the market, he push all the $2,000 on one asset. The person just jump into the market, push all the $2,000 on one asset. There is no capital allocation strategy there. And because there is no capital allocation strategy, you realize that if anything happens to your trade, who are you going to blame? Are we learning? Are we learning? Are we learning? Now, how do you know the overall market trend? How do you know the overall market trend? So come here. If you want to know the overall market trend, first, when you come to coin market cap, take your coin market cap. So looking at come to the market cap itself. and the volume just began to change some few minutes ago. Throughout the day, you realize that the market cap begins to do what? Depreciate. So you can use the market cap to know what is happening in the market. Hmm? You can use the market cap. So look at the market cap of the total assets. So when the value depreciates, you know that it has dropped. When the value also increased, you also get to know that it has dropped. And the total market cap tells more about the trend, how the market is of the total wave in the market. Hmm? It will tell you the total wave in the market. Anyway, let's get back. Now, the thing that I was talking about was capital allocation strategy. So now, if you get into this market, first, don't be too greedy to put in all your eggs or all your money into the market. Don't be too greedy to put in all your money into the market. But yet, before I proceed to that, let me get back and then explain more of this. Don't be too greedy to put in all your money in the market. Right? So learn how to allocate your capital into different sections. So at least now listen. Just decide to use at least 20% to 40% of your capital. 20 at least, that is at most, sorry, at most 20% to 40% of your capital into the market. If you have $2,000, just go into the market with just 20% or 40% of your capital. Reserve the rest. So this 20% and 40%, this is what you are going to use part of it to open margin calls. This is what you are going to use part of it to do to open margin calls. It is too risky, or it is not normal for you to go into the market with all your money. Why? Some of you, I don't know. Maybe you want to build your own country. All right. So at least use 20% or 40% of your capital to go into the market, right? And that will be able to help you. You will make profits and then also maximize making good profits in the market. Now, before I proceed with the next one, some of you, I have to explain this to you. Come here. So on Binance, let's go on Binance. Those of you, especially those who have problem with setting up their features accounts, especially those who have problem with setting up their features accounts. So let's go to the exchange. Let's go to the exchange. So where is it? Okay. Okay, so your exchange here. Please, can you see my screen? The network. Hello? Is my screen visible? Oh, is my screen visible now? Can you see? Can you see my screen? All right. Okay. All right. Now we can proceed. So let's go to Binance. Now on Binance, those of you that are you setting up your futures accounts. So first, if you've never opened your futures account, first click on futures. Okay. First click on what? On futures. After clicking on futures, you are going to see, come here, click on these three dots here. Okay. So you are going to see preferences. Preferences. So click on preferences. So click on it. After clicking on preferences, come to position mode. Position mode. So we have one way mode and then hedge mode. So I'm going to take time to explain the two to you. We have one-way mode and then also hedge mode. Now, when we talk of one-way mode, we said in one-way mode, a symbol only supports holding a position in one direction. Okay, holding position in one direction. This means when you set up a trade on one-way mode, you'll be able to trade on only one direction of the market. Let's assume you are on long. You'll be able to trade on only long. Are you following? So you are on long position. You can only trade on long on that asset. You cannot go on long and go on short at the same time. So if you use one-way mode gives the access to trade on only one asset. Okay, only one direction. Only one direction. Get me clear? The trader is able to trade on only one direction of the market. Then the next thing is that we have the hedge mode. We said in hedge mode, a symbol supports simultaneous holding long position and short position, and unrealized P and L can be offset between two positions of the symbol. What it means is that whenever you set up a trade on hedge mode, or whenever you set up your strategy on hedge mode, you will be able to hold two trades at the same time. That is simultaneously, long and short. Assuming you are on Solana, you will be able to trade on Solana by going on long and going on short at the same time. Do you get it? You will be able to trade on Solana by going on long and going on short at the same time. Now, this simply means that once you have this trade, when the market goes against the trader on a short position, the trader can choose to go open another trade on the same asset on long position. That is what it means by the hedge mode. Is that clear? 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 Very good. Very good. Pay attention. I'm going to explain the next one, then we proceed. Now, after this, you're also going to see what you called asset mode. So click on asset mode. We have single asset mode and then also multi-asset mode. Single asset mode and then multi-asset mode. Pay attention to this. So we said support single asset mode supports USDM futures trading by only using the single margin asset of the symbol. So PNL of the same margin asset position can be offset. Support cross mode and then isolated margin mode. Okay, so whenever you set up the strategy on single asset mode, trader is able to trade by exposing part of his capital. So assuming you have a total money of, let's say, $100, and you expose $20 to the market, the only money that will be beneficial, that is going to be used in the market, is the $20, not the $80 remaining. So assuming I set up Solana $20, SRP $20, what again? Other asset $20. This is just an assumption. I'm not saying go and do that. So SRP $20, and then let's say SLM $20. This will be the only possible positions in the market. When the market goes against me, unless I decide to come and add a part of this money to this asset. Now, another thing about the isolated margin is that is a single asset mode, is that when I set up my trade or everything on single asset mode, if let's say Solana is going to be liquidated, Solana will be liquidated alone. If SLM is going to be liquidated, it will be liquidated alone. If XRP will be liquidated, it will be liquidated alone. So it simply means it's only these $20 that will be liquidated. Do you understand? Do you understand? Do you understand? Do you understand? Very good. Very good. Very good. Now let's move on to the next one. Then we set off to the road. Now I'm doing this for the sake of beginners. Okay, I'm doing this because so for the sake of those who joined us not long ago. So please pay attention and then understand this. So the next one that you are going to see is multi-asset mode. Multi-asset mode. And the multi-asset mode is also described as cross margin. Cross margin. Now, when we talk of cross margin or multi-asset mode, now there is one thing that I forgot to talk about on the this thing. On isolated mode, you use USDT to trade against other pairs. On the cross margin, you can use SRP to trade against other pairs. You can use other pairs like BNB and BTC as a different pair. So you can use different pairs. Okay. Now, aside that, when you are using cross margin help the trader one to use part of his capital to trade. So, assuming I have $100, the same $100, pay attention and listen to the cross margin and then its risk involved. So, I have $100 that I'm using to trade. I open SRP, $20, Solana, $20, XLM, $20. Simply means I have $60 remaining. Now, if it happens that this SRP, the market is going against the SRP, it's getting triggered to the liquidation price, it is going to tear up part of this remaining capital, which is the $40 remaining, to add up to the $40, to the $20 to trade. If the market continues to go against this SRP, it will take all the money, including the Solana and then also the SRP, to join it in order to ensure that it wouldn't get liquidated. This simply means that when you are using cross margin, the cross margin, if you set up two trades, the two trades work together simultaneously. So if Solana is going to be liquidated, it won't just be liquidated alone, but it will add up the money. It will take up the money that you are using as a margin on the other trade. So when it happens that there is going to be cross margin, it can easily affect all the trades in the market, including your offset money in the futures account. Do you get it? So it's always good to know the difference between the two, and it's preferably you can choose to use either cross margin or isolated margin. But ideally, if you want to open margin calls, the cross margin is not something so risky, but that is how it works. So it's possible if you want to open margin calls, if you want to use more of hedge. Now the hedge also applies to both the isolated and then also the distant. So you'll be able to use the cross margin, open margin call, so that it can be taking part of the money to trade whilst you get your liquidation price. Now let's proceed. Is that clear? So you understand the difference between the isolated margin and then the cross margin. And anytime you can choose to offset the two anytime that you want to. Is that clear? Can we proceed? Is that clear? Is that clear? Very good. Now, how do we trade on the futures market to maximize profit? How do we maximize profit by trading on the futures market? This is something simple. So I'm going to teach some few skills here, some few things that you may be get to know or you may not be aware. Now, most often I see traders, how do we trade on the futures market? I want to make profit on the futures market. How can I make more profit on the futures market? How can I make more profit on the futures market? Yes, all questions will be answered and I'll give you more time to ask your questions. So take your time. Okay. Now, when it comes to trading on the futures market, Like I said earlier, the easiest way to maintain profit on the futures market is by one, reducing your leverage. Don't be too greedy by increasing your leverage. Don't be too greedy by increasing your leverage. So at least go for a leverage of, if you want to maximize by using capital allocation strategy with a good leverage, at least 2x to 10x is okay. 2x to 10x is okay. 2x to 10x. Now, with our upcoming 1% times 100 strategy, 1% 100 times strategy that we are going to use, whenever you make a leverage of 10x with 1% of your capital, it simply means you are making that is 10% profit. So we are expecting that at the end of the day, you'll be able to make just 1% of your capital based on the leverage that you are using. Based on the leverage that you are using. So at least 2%, sorry, 2x to 10x is enough for you to trade. 2x to 10x. Now, one thing is that anytime you set up the trade, sometimes on your React, you've done the calculation. Let's assume you are using $200. This $200 is based on your position size. Position size. So when you go into the exchange, you are not going to see that it's $200 that you use to trade because of the leverage that you are using. So it's going to be 200 divided by 10. And 200 divided by 10 is going to give you how much? 200 divided by 10 is going to give you how much? Yes, drop the answer in the chat box. 200 divided by 10 is going to give you how much? Someone is saying my voice is low. Someone is saying my voice is low. Can you hear me? Hello? Very good. Very good. Very good. It's loud and clear. My brother, if you can't hear me, check your network. Very good. Very good. Now, this is simple. This simply means that as you trade using 10x 10x to trade, it simply means that you are just using $20 of your capital. So sometimes I see people, they set up a trade, they make profit, and they said, I don't understand. I don't understand. The profit that I make is too small. It seems like it is using my margin. Go into the exchange and check your margin. Go into the exchange and check your margin. That is when you understand how the thing works for you real. So you are just using less of your capital to make fast profits with good profit too, based on your take profits. So let's go there. Let's set up a single one trade. We're going to set this trade together. Okay. We're going to set up this trade together. We're going to set up this trade together. So now you've understood, right? So if you are using $300 as a position size, so anything, if when you go into Royal, you set it up as 300, but in your exchange it's going to be divided by 10. That is how leverage works. So 300 divided by 10, that is going to give you 30. This simply means that you are not using $300 to trade, but you are using $30 as your margin, and then 10x as your leverage. Do you scope? Is that clear? Is that clear? Do you understand what you are saying? You see? You see? Please, for those who want to get how to bind Royal Q on futures, how to use the AP Royal Q to, he said you can show me, brother, how to bind Royal Q. So please, we've done the videos. The journalist has circulated all the videos on all the platforms. Please get the video and watch it once and for all. I've been saying this over and over. Those who don't join the meeting on time, there will be those people that will still take us back. All right. So please go and get the video. Go and get the video. Now, so what I'm saying is that, listen, what I'm saying is you trade on a leverage. Okay. You trade on a leverage. So if you are using 10x, whatever leverage that you are using, sometimes most of you think that one, you see the ROI, and then also you also see your capital or your profit. So sometimes when you set up the trade, of which we are going to Royal Kill very soon, you set up the trade and you realize that okay, then I use $300 to trade, and look at the profit that I made. What we are saying is that because of the leverage that you are using, the market does not, every leverage that you use applies. That's leverage. Every single leverage simply means capital management. So if you are using 10x, that is 300 divided by what? By 10. 300 divided by 10, which is going to give you 30. This simply means that you are using, your real margin is what? Is 30, not $300. So let's come here. Do you understand now? Before I proceed to do that in the exchange, do you understand now? Do you understand now? Yes, we will do that. So someone is asking how, okay, so how about HTX, please? So now those using HTX, OKX, Bybit, pay attention and listen to me. If we are using these three exchanges, and I think KuCoin to no, KuCoin don't use futures. I'm not sure. One of the exchange, either KuCoin or Gate.io, one of them don't use futures. Now, if you are using HTX, Bybit, OKX, this is what you have to do. If you want to use 10x, if you want to use 10x, every leverage that you want to use, in Royal Key, you can only set, it gives only a functionable key of 1x. A functionable key of 1x. This means if you want to use more than 1x, you cannot be able to change the leverage on Royal Kill. Now, we will keep writing to them for them to get that modification. So they'll modify everything. Don't worry, things will be modified there. As it stands, until that modification is being done, if you are using ATX, Bybit, or OKX, once you set up the trade, you can go into the exchange. You will go into the exchange to change the trade or to change the leverage. You will go into the exchange to change the leverage. So after setting up the trade on Royal Kill and then reflecting in the exchange, just go into your ATX account, either ATX, Bybit, or OKX, and then you will see the leverage. And in those exchanges, they give you the opportunity to change the leverage. So you can edit the leverage in your exchange to fix your trade. Do you understand? And because of the API, it will work. Because of the API, it will work exactly for you. Do you understand? Do you understand? Do you understand what I'm saying? Hmm? Okay, very good. Very good. Yes, yes, it can. It can be done. It can be done. All right. Now let's go to Royal Q. Let's set up a trade. Let's set up a trade. Okay. So let's come here on futures. I drop some assets. So let's look at alts. So those this OBL. Let me see. MFI. memify, and then let me see this asset BBUSDT. Good. Sorry, I never see hamster here. Hamster. As for hamster, I'm killing hamster once and for all. Oh, okay. So let me see. Right. So for the meantime, let's work on BB. So let's short this opportunity here. So BB trade settings. So you come to trade settings. Come to manually create. You come to manually create. Come to manually create. So now it said choose a strategy settings. Choose a strategy settings. Choose a strategy setting. So I believe you already have a strategy. Now, I told you in the morning that we are going to use when it comes to the margin calls, just use just like how you've been using the spots. That is the exact thing. So come here and get a strategy. So now we are going to use 10x as our leverage. So 10, and then take profit of 1.5%. It's enough. So buying callback 0.1. Then, sorry, the buying callback, let's make it 0. And then let's look at it. So, strategy period is on one shot. So come to margin configuration. Now, it's 0.5. Now, when you see 0.5 on a call drop, every 0.5, this simply means that 0.5 times or times your level, which is 10, which is going to give you, so let's look at it. 0.5 times 10, that is going to give you 5. This simply means that anytime the asset drops 5%, so potential drop of 5, okay, because of the leverage that we are using, percentage drop of 5. So anytime the asset drops, have a drop of 5%, we are going to buy 0.15. So that is the idea. Now let's go back. Now let me increase the first buy amount. So let me see. Um, let's see 200. So 200 will give us 17. Let's look at 500, at least 50. Okay, so 44 is okay. 44.2. Now let me see if I can use $50. So let's look at 600. Okay, 53 is okay. So now everything is intact here. You click on confirm. Okay, you click on confirm, you change it to time settlement. Now activate. 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 After activating this trade, okay, after activating this trade, let's look at something here. Let's look at something here. You can see that now the liquidation price is not given. Now the liquidation price is not what is not given. Let me turn on the okay. Now you realize that the liquidation price is not given. How many of you have observed that the liquidation price is not given? Then waiting for trigger price. So take profit triggering price is 0.8734 and then 0.8911. That is the margin call triggering price. So everything is here. Let's go into the exchange. Let's go into the exchange. Are you following? I'm doing this because of you so that you can understand this lesson. Are you following? Are you following? Very good. Very good. Let's proceed. Now, this is the trade. Okay. So let's come back here. We've set up the trade. Let's come back here. We've set up the trade. So we have it here. So you can see that we have the position amount is what is 53. The position amount is 53. Now, what does this mean? Based on the leverage, what does this mean? So let's go back to the exchange and we will understand this better. Let's go back into the exchange and we are going to understand this better. So let's go. Where is Binance? So let's open Binance here. Okay, now we come back. Okay. So is where is the trade that we just set? Okay. This is the trade that we just set. This is the trade that we just set. Now, which is look at the margin. Can you see the margin? So we have 5.32. 5.32 is what we are using as our margin. So multiply 5.32 by 10. Multiply 5.32 by 10. So let's do the calculation and see. So 5.32 times 10. That is going to give us 53.2. Is that not what is here? Look at it. Is that not what is here? Hmm? Do you understand what you are saying? Are you not seeing 53 points as your position amount? Are you not seeing 53.2 as your position here? Do you get it? Exactly. So at the end of the day, once you understand this, you are using a leverage. You see? So this makes trading on the futures market to be so simple and so interesting. This simply means that it's only just $5 of your money that has been exposed. Hmm? It's just what $5 of your money that has been exposed here. Okay, someone is saying you are too fast. Okay, okay. Now, listen. So you are trading on the futures market. You use a leverage. For you to understand the leverage, you need to know the communication of the leverage and then your margin. Hmm? And sometimes a lot of people complain. They think, and I use $53 and look at the money that I get. It's because you are not getting the thing well. It's because you are not getting the thing well. Now, we set up a trade here. Let me go back. We set up a trade here. This is a trade that we just set. You and I set up this trade. You and I just set up this trade. This is the trade we set. So we set up a trade that is BBUSDT. BBUSDT. Setting up this trade, we used leverage of what? Of 10x. Leverage of 10x. Hope you can all see. Can you all see? A leverage of 10x. Now, because of the leverage of 10x that we went for, our position amount, our margin was 5. Our position amount is 5 and 53.2. 53.2. So come here. Now, this is the liquidation price too. This is the liquidation price. So let's go up again. We have the margin, that is the position amount, which is the total position size. So in your Binance account, let's go to Binance. In your Binance account, okay, trade that's BB USDT. Can you all see? Now look at the margin. Look at the margin here. That is 5.32. So we said when we multiply 5.32 by the total leverage, which is 10, we are going to get 53.2. So let's do that multiplication and see. Uh, which one is this one? So now 5.32 times 10, that is 53.2. This is it. 5.3 times what? 10. 5.32 rather times 10, that is 53.2. 53.2. So when you come here, it means that your margin that you are using is what? Is just 5.2 or 5.3, and then also the total position size or the position amount on Royal Kill is what? It's 53.2. 53 point what? Point 2. Do you understand now? Do you understand now? Do you understand? Do you understand now? Do you understand? Very good. Very good. Very good. Okay, someone is saying not yet. Not yet. My brother. My dear, not yet. I'll go over for the last time. I'll go over for the last time. I'll go over for the last time. Now, that one's also another question. I'll go over for the last time. Now, listen. We set up a trade here. We all just set up this trade. Let me go back. This is the trade that we just said. That is BB USDT. So tap on it. This is the trade. Can you all see the trade? My dear, can you see the trade? This is the trade. Now we have a leverage of 10. Position amount of what? Of 53.2. And as we set up this trade, whilst we turn back to go into our exchange, we realize that the margin amount is what? Is 5.2 or 5.3. And because of the 5.3, that is the reason why you are seeing position amount of what? Of 53. So come to your exchange again. So in your exchange, this is the trade. In your exchange, we have the margin amount, which is 5.4. Now, should we multiply 5.4 by 10? So let's do that. 5.4 times 10. That is going to give you 54. Okay, 54. So we go to Royal Kill. At least if we couldn't get all, we are going to see equivalent amount of that. So 53.2. At least we are seeing 53.2 here, which is equivalent to our margin amount. You understand? So whatever we are saying is that as you are doing this, you understand that the leverage you are using is not a cheat, but it's a simple reflection of your capital and then your profit. So click here. As you click on this trade, understand. Assuming you are closing this trade now, look at it. This is the profit and loss percent. So it has not, even if it's happened that it is in green, it hasn't just hit to our profit. You get it? So look at everything now. So once you go into your exchange, it simply means you are just exposing 5 USDT of your capital, not 53. 5 USDT, 5.37 USDT of your capital, and not 53 USDT. So the 53 becomes your total position amount based on your margin, or sorry, your leverage. Okay. Now hope you understand now. Do you understand? Where is it? Do you understand now? Do you understand? Do you understand now? Okay. Now, for the sake of time, let me give you the opportunity to ask more questions. For the sake of time, let me give you the opportunity to ask more questions. We will continue to learn. Don't worry. We will continue to learn until you understand everything perfectly. We will continue to learn until you understand everything perfectly. So don't worry. We will continue to learn until you understand everything perfectly. We will continue to learn until you understand everything. Good. So now what is liquidated? That is 5 USDT. When liquidation is to happen, it is the 5 USDT that is going to be liquidated and not 53 USDT. Who is this? How can I sell my coins in floating loss? Why do you want to sell coin in floating loss? So, okay, so please, if you have any question, I'm giving you the opportunity to ask all your questions this evening. I'm giving you the opportunity to ask your questions. So, Coach, why does Royal doesn't show running trades after setting them correctly, yet they reflect in Binance running. Yeah, it may be your network or your location. It may be your network or your location, especially those in Nigeria. That is the current challenge they are facing. So it may be your network or your location. So um, which question is that? So the settings on margin calls. The settings on margin calls. I said we are not using any special margin calls. We are just using what you know on a spot market. We are just using the one on the spot market. So do I have to bind again if I want to trade on futures? Yes. If you've never traded on futures, you have to do the API binding again by unbinding the API or replace it and then also bind it again. So on futures, when you come here, so sorry, let me do that for the sake of those asking. So after the first thing I'll do, um, so click on futures and then come here. Click on futures and then come here. Click on preferences. After clicking on preferences, come to position amount and then asset mode. After you are done with that, let's go to home. On home, click on more. So click on more and then scroll down to the end. Click on API. Click on API. So after clicking on API, now you are going to see your API created. You're going to see your API created. So you can choose to click on delete API. So you will delete the API, then you reset everything again. You delete the API, then in Royal Queue, you go and then click on what? Replace. In Royal Queue, you go to the API and then you click on replace API for you to reset everything again. All right. Please, the video was shared on the platform yesterday. Go and watch the video. So if you want to know how to calculate margin calls, please, I urge you to join the Monday sessions or go to YouTube and watch the video. If you want to know how to calculate margin calls, because this margin call thing is not something new. This margin call is not something new. If you want to know how to calculate for margin calls, then I urge you to join the Monday session. Every Monday, we teach on trade settings. So how to set up a trade. Leader Chris has been leading that and he will guide you on that. All right. So in case you are liquidated, okay, so Binance is saying I need to open another account and register under. Okay, so you are in South Africa, right? Okay, so for those in South Africa, it seems there is a little challenge for those in South Africa. So there is an option called the Bahrain section. That's if you're in South Africa, you need to activate before you be able to trade on the futures account. So this is allowed to have two Binance accounts. Yeah, so for those in South Africa, that's the common challenge, and I think you have to create the Bahrain first before you'll be able to trade on the features. So let me see if there is any hand up. Seems there is no hand up. So let me answer the questions in the chat box. Let me continue to answer the questions in the chat box. So, is there any questions over how do you calculate the amount of money on margin calls? So that's what I said. If you want to know, the margin calls is more of trade settings. So if you want to know how to set up a trade, then it's better you join the Monday session. Okay. So you can either choose to put it on or off. So you know the work of a margin call, the AI margin call, you know the work of AI margin call. So if you want to put the AI margin call on, you can put it on. And if you put it on, it will help you to be buying the margin calls that you've set it up. And also if you turn it off too, that is just to prevent it from not from utilizing your margin calls for you. Right? So that is it. Okay. Then okay, how do you calculate? Okay, let me see. Talk about AI margin call should it be off? So you can on just like what I'm saying. So you can on it or off it, but mostly I prefer to on it since I wouldn't be mostly be online to check out the trade. I prefer to on it. Okay, so if you want to change the leverage on Bybit, set up the trade. After setting up the trade, go into the exchange. Go into the exchange and then also check. You see the leverage there. Tap on the leverage to edit it. That is all. So when I delete API, well, floating loss on sports trading, will I lose the money? No, you are not going to lose anything. No, you are not going to lose anything. You are not going to lose anything. You are not going to lose anything. So feel free to do that. It's not going to affect your trade. You are not going to lose anything. So just go straight and then do that. Okay. Let me see if there is any hand up. Okay, there is no hand up. All right. So I think that is all. There are no questions to ask. So guys, if God permits, Friday, it seems we couldn't complete this session. Yes, you can. No, just delete it. Don't edit it. Delete it. Delete it. It seems I couldn't finish with this session. So I have already bind my both on futures, but on cross margin mode and hedge mode, what should I do? It can be changed anytime. You can just use both the cross margin and then also the isolated margin. You said and hedge mode. What should I do? So cross margin, yes. So you can maintain it and there is nothing that is going to happen to your trade. If you want to use isolated margin too, you can just go there to change it to single asset mode. That is all. So how do you calculate liquidation price? First, there are two things. How do you calculate for liquidation price? Now, for the sake of you asking, um, let me give it to you in a simple and brief way. If you want to calculate for liquidation price, sure, yes, you are free to go. So we invented the coin that you've given to us, Arisef, yeah. So let's wait for this to drop first to make our profits. Now, liquidation price in some of the trades, okay, mostly in some of the trades, liquidation price are given. So you can just calculate the liquidation price based on your direction. So let's assume you are on long position. If you're on long position, mostly I want to ignore this mathematics, but you also want to engage it. Okay, that is fine. So if you want to know how to calculate for your liquidation price, sometimes when it is not given, it is simple. When you are on long position, when you are on long position, this is how the liquidation price is being calculated. So that is your entry price, DP, multiplied by brackets 1 minus 1 over your leverage. Hmm? That is your entry price times 1 minus 1 over your leverage. Your entry price times 1 minus 1 over your leverage. This is how to calculate for your liquidation price. How to know your liquidation price? That is when it is not given. When it is not given, okay? So when your liquidation price is not given, so on the long position, this is how to calculate for it. And then on the short position too, it is your entry price plus your entry price. Are you following? Your entry price plus your entry price in the brackets 1 plus 1 over your leverage. 1 plus 1 over your leverage. Do you get it now? Do you get it now? Do you get it now? All right, so meaning of ROI, that is return on investments, return on investments, return on investments. So now, please advise sports trading, they are all good. They are all good. They are all good. It depends on what you want. They are all good. But for now, what I will tell you is that it's good to trade on a spot market. If you trade on a spot market, now you'll be able to store up more. But our focus is to ensure that you'll be able to make fast gains without considering the market, without considering the direction of the what, without considering the direction of the market, yet you can factor in and make profit on all directions. So over here, we want to focus on the futures trading because we want to make profits on all directions of the market. Notwithstanding, we are trading to make profits and then also store up more money, store up more assets. So whilst you are trading on the futures market, I encourage you that you try to use your royal kill to hodl more assets. You try to use your royal kill to hodl more assets on the spot. So if you make profits on the futures market, don't spend all or don't invest all in still in the futures. Get part of it and invest on what? On your royal kill. Using that is on the spot trading. Do you get it? And whilst we are about to end, I want to share this with you. You see, guys, let me tell you something. Trading on the futures market is simple. It is not difficult. I've trained a lot of people on the futures market. A lot of people are trading on the futures market. There are a lot of people that have traded on the futures market for the past 3, 4 months, 5 months that are making good profits, absolutely good profits without any stress, without any liquidation. Look, there is a lady who just joined us not long ago. There is a lady who just joined us not long ago. This lady has not been even up to 2 months in the business, just a month in the business, just a month in the business, and she's making abnormal profits without any liquidation. Let me tell you, you are not supposed to be afraid. You are not supposed to be afraid. I don't know if Eliona is here. Please, if you are here, raise your hand and let me see. You see, this lady has been with us not long ago, just a month or less than a month ago. Less than a month ago that she has been with us, and she has been making consistent profits in this futures market with just a capital of $1,000, just $1,000 that she started with, just $1,000 that she started with. She has been making good profits in the futures market. Look, it is not about how you don't need to be greedy, and I'll keep talking about this. The futures market is working. That is the reason why leaders have ensured that you trade on the futures market. Raise your hand. Raise your hand and let me see. Okay. You see, let us share a screen with us. Just a short period of time before we leave. So I've made you a co-host. So share your screen with us. Share your screen with us. Now, I made this lady. The reason why I want her to share with you something small is that she has been in this business not up to a month. Okay, she has been in this business not up to a month in this business. Look at her results. Look at her results. This should tell you that you can trade on the futures market using Royal Kill to make good profits. You can trade on the futures market using Royal Kill to make good profits. So go to Royal Kill. Good. So scroll down. You see, you see, that is all. That is all. You see, so it's not about being greedy. It's not about being what? Being greedy. Do you get it? It's not about being greedy. So, Eleona, we want to hear something small from you for the past 1 month that you've been with us. You said, tell us how your journey has been. We are listening to you.
Okay, good evening, everyone.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, so I think I started the journey with Royal Q. I actually started crypto trading back in May, I think, early May. Yeah. So initially I started with spot trading, and then later on I joined future trading with the teachings of Leader Emmanuel. So I was joining classes and everything, and he takes us through the processes, the strategies, like what he's been teaching us. So just that, and then I started applying. If I find any difficulty, I'll let him know. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't always make profit as I would want to or as I would like to. but it's patience that is needed and it's time. The
Yes,
royal
so
queue is here to stay. It's not going anywhere. Just
have
be
you ever been
patient.
liquidated? That's what they want to know. So if you want to know, have you ever been liquidated?
No, I haven't been liquidated before.
All
Although
right.
I experienced floating loss and all that, but I haven't been liquidated before.
All right. So guys, all right. So thank you for your time and then also sharing your little experience with us. We really appreciate.
Okay. Welcome.
And dear, there is no truth for you to know. No one is here to lie to you. So you see, if we are here to doubt, you are just going to waste your time. Just be positive and make your a fixed decision and progress. I intentionally asked her to share because she has not been here for long. Okay, she has not been here for long. She has not been here for long, right? So if she is doing it, definitely. How much? What about you that has been here? And I'm afraid of trading on the features, and I'm afraid of liquidation. No, that is not how you are. You see, just be positive and make a right decision. Hmm? So, guys, I think that is all for today. If God permits, Friday, we are still going to meet again. And like I'm saying, we are going to learn until everyone understands how the futures market works. Hmm? We are all going to learn until everyone understands how the futures market works. So, uh, how do you increase your leverage in HCX? Haven't I talked about this? Hmm? So we said when you set up the trade, go into your exchange and then set up a change or edit the leverage. Hmm? Go into your exchange and edit your leverage. You see, me one thing is that when you be in this business for 1 month to 2 months, I expect that you should make progress. Let me tell you. So that's the reason why I asked Aliru to share her results with us because she has been here not up to a month or 2 months, and look at her results. You see, so if you are here and you are making complaints and excuses and all other things, you need to be very careful. You need to be very, very careful. Hmm? If someone has been here for just less than a month or 2 months and she's making good progress, I expect that when you've been here for 3, 4 months, you need to stop complaining and then get capital and make profits. Hmm? That is what I expect from you. So stop making all kinds of complaints that you've been making. Go and get money, deposit into your account, and let's start trading together and see the progress. Hmm? If you come here with negative mindsets, you will go home. If you come here with negative mindset, you do what? You go home. So, guys, that is all what I have to share with you this evening. If God permits, Friday, same time, evening, that is 9 o'clock East African time, we are still going to meet again to have such a wonderful session again. And I have a lot to teach you, a lot to share with you, and we can all make progress together. I know you can do it. I know it is not difficult. Trust yourself and let's all make the progress that we need to make together. And possibly, if God permits, we shall all indeed say that Royal Care has provided us the best opportunity that has never been provided before in history. And of course, Royal Care is making history. And we need to be part of that history that is being made in Royal Care. All right. I wish you all the best. So, um, for the sake of, if you need any assistance, let me drop my number here to assist you, and I'm on the platform. Okay, I'm on the platform, so feel free. I'm there to assist anyone. Okay, I'm there to assist anyone. So, but if you come into my DM to complain unnecessarily, I'll block you. That is my case for you. If you come into my DM to make unnecessary complaints, I won't mind you. That is it. So, all right. So, guys, that is all for this evening. I wish you all the best in your trading journey, and we are all the leaders are there to assist you to make progress. So, feel free. There are possible opportunities, there are progress in Royal Q. And I know when you take it personal, when you take this business personal and then work upon yourself and get good mindset about the business and then learn more, you'll be able to do what progress. Always ensure to join all the meetings that are being dropped on the platform and join on time, learn and progress, practice and become perfect in your journey. All right, that is all what I have for you this evening. If God permits, we shall still meet another time. Have a good night and love you all. Bye bye bye. Okay.